on the live feed during the presentation, I noticed there were several million people tuned in on X. What do we know about this new SUV and the appetite here for Xiaomi?
Yeah, the excitement around Xiaomi and its electric vehicles is quite something. The founder, Lei Jun, just did this presentation in Beijing a little while ago, and he talked about this new SUV. It's going to be priced around $35,000 at the low end. It'll go up to about $46,000. And he took aim directly at Tesla. Tesla's Model Y is the best-selling SUV in China right now, and he's going directly after them. He wants to be able to compete with them on price and on features, and so far they've been gaining a lot of ground. Now, Xiaomi, of course, is best known for its smartphones. They began by competing against Apple with their smartphones. They did a lot of innovative things with that company. Lei Jun kind of modeled himself after Steve Jobs for a while, even with black turtlenecks. But now they've been diversifying into a number of different areas, including appliances, even luggage. When I visited them in Beijing, they had all sorts of goods out there. But this move into cars has really been something different. The stock has taken off. The shares are really soaring. They've tripled over the past year, in fact. And I think you're seeing this now reflected in the strong demand for their new SUV.
I mean, extraordinary. 200,000 in 3 minutes. We've got 289,000 in 1 hour. Peter, there was a worry about almost innovation happening too quickly and a crash that happened with the S7. Is that sort of being shrugged off?
Right. Yeah, you're referring. There was a crash in China with a Xiaomi car where it led to a fatality. They did put they hit the pause button on some of their sales at that point to look at the technology within the car. But now they're moving forward. They introduced this new vehicle. They feel like they put that behind them, and now they're seeing strong customer demand for these cars. As we were talking a little bit about before, they look very much like Porsches. You can get effectively a Porsche-looking car. It's an EV for $35,000. Chinese consumers like that offer.
I find policy in China on tech companies so interesting. It's either restrictive, right? Think about the video games industry in the last couple of years, now allowing M&A. Are you able to summarize, Peter, what the Chinese government's attitude is towards the tech sector overall?
Well, that's a big ask, Ed, but I'll do what I can anyways. Yeah, I mean, certainly what you saw in the 2010s in particular was growing domination by a couple of the biggest technology companies there, especially Alibaba and Tencent. They put tons of money into startups. They had scores, probably hundreds of companies that they invested in, and they had these ecosystems that they kind of controlled. And that really lasted during the boom years after Alibaba went public and showed that you can make a lot of money on some of these Chinese tech stocks in particular. We had this big crackdown, the Jack Ma crackdown, after he spoke out against regulators. The Ant Group IPO was pulled, and after that, essentially all this M&A stopped. There was no more consolidation. In fact, the companies had to roll back a lot of the plans that they had. Alibaba sold off a bunch of its assets too. And now what we're seeing, partly because the Chinese economy is a little bit rocky at this point, they need more support from the private sector. They've given more support to the tech companies in particular. They've seen some new breakthroughs too, like DeepSeek and AI. Huawei has made a lot of progress in different areas too. So now Alibaba and Tencent are able to go back to doing some M&A. They're beginning to do a little bit. It's nothing like the scale that they did in the past, but they are able to make some acquisitions.